All right, hello everyone. Back for another stream again, doing some Puppy 2 drafts, and we're drafting from the 111. That's great. That's really awesome. Couple of Puppy drafts in, and still have not gotten a pick earlier than 8. Who do we got in the chat today? All right, this draft is underway here. Move the keyboard out of the way, get the mic a little closer. Pull up the draft board for you people. All right, on the clock here in the 111. Let's go ahead and let's just take AJ Brown. All right, what's up, Luke? There we go. See the chat box. All right, I auto picked there, but I guess Genty is fine. I was not looking. I was trying to set some things up with the stream here. Trying to figure out how to get the background noise going for you folks. Mikey Mike Kane, what's up, Cooper? Nice to see you in the chat. How's that desktop? How's that audio coming in now, guys? Maybe that a little better? The YouTube music. What do you guys think of the new overlay? Everything looking good there? Got the chat box in the middle. Loud and clear, Bogey. Alright, cool. As long as you guys can hear the music now. Should make sure that was all set up correctly. I'm trying to size this chat box overlay there. Alright, there we go. Alright, then we're looking good now. Alright, I think we can finally hop in this draft and I can start talking a little more normally here. Back up on the clock here in about 3 picks. Started this team, wide receiver, running back. Don't love the receivers that come back to us in this range. So I would be happy with JSN. Yeah, JSN is really nice. And I think I'm okay with Jaden Daniels or Breece Hall. We'll see what comes back our way here. I want to avoid Kyron just because of the weak 8 bye there. T-Mac goes, let's do Hampton. You know, we'll play with the potential that Najee Harris doesn't have an eye anymore. Alright, so 2 running back, 2 wide receivers start, not one that I usually do a lot. Especially 2 rookie running backs to start the draft. Nice, we got 7 viewers in the room. Let's see that. I'm just been tweaking the gain on the mic a little bit just to make sure we eliminate a little bit of that background noise. So keep it at 60 for now. Kind of start looking ahead to our next pick. Up at pick 59 and 62. Couple of interesting names here. Probably want to stay away from running back now. Just
you know how we
2.
all have that one friend we go to with all our financial questions? Well,
let's mute the ad. That's tough. I think I'd be happy with Flowers, with Odunze, with Juwan Jennings, kind of any of the guys there. Odunze's gone. Zay Flowers is gone. Alright, well, let's take Travis Hunter at a slight ADP. Yeah, I don't want to pass up Hunter at this ADP value despite the buys there. Then I'm okay with Juwan or Olave. We can go ahead and take Juwan. Alright. Interesting Trevion Henderson fall there. Scoops him up a couple picks after ADP. Really strong team, actually, despite not stacking Hurts. 3 running backs get, take CD, bet on the Tyreek comeback, 3 strong running backs, and only QB. We get the naked Joe Burrow from the 6-hole drafter there. I think I might need a stand or some sort of pedestal to put this microphone on, because I'd prefer not to have to hold it like this, but I think I'm probably getting clear audio holding it this close to my face. We are back up to pick here shortly. I think I'd be happy with Jaden Reed. I would be happy with Pacheco. A little unfortunate that Pacheco goes there. Turn this volume down just a touch. And Pacheco goes. Really unfortunate run out there. Let's take Pollard, and then we can take... We'll take Pollard. I don't want to grab Pollard there.
Your kid is hurting, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Alright, well, we'll be able to take Mooney anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Pretty happy. I think it worked out grabbing Pollard there. You know, I think just giving us that extra out to a quarterback. I can already feel this is going to be a 3 QB team. I think I'm actually... how does that look on the stream? So I think that looks fine. I'm actually just going to do the actual draft selections on a separate screen just so I can keep the draft board up the whole time. I think that works out nice for the viewers. Don't have to see me keep flip-flopping back and forth from the draft board to the other spots. I've never actually clicked that button before. I don't know what that does. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's nice. Nice clear view of the full draft board there. I like that a lot. And then I could just pull up my active drafts in a separate tab and just do them there. Oh, there we go. Okay, nice. I like that a lot. Very cool, very cool. We are back up at 107. I feel like it's kind of too early to take Purdy. Yeah, I think part of me wants to take... Well, we'll see if Jordan Mason's still on the board at 107. He is. He takes Purdy, so it doesn't actually even matter. So I will grab Brock Purdy. I will grab Jordan Mason. Draft board's being really weird. Let's grab a share of Rashid Shaheed. Alright, we are back up on the clock here in 4 picks. Tucker Kraft off the board, that hurts. I think Loveland has to be this pick. He's kind of like the last tight end that I really like. Alright, well, he's gone. I guess we'll just pivot to Likely. Big fan of Isaiah Likely, and we'll probably take T-Law to stack with Travis Hunter. Isaac Guerrero does go. We will take Likely. And on the comeback here, we will grab our first quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Nice. We can grab Lawrence. Looking at some of our other stacking options, we have an out to Cam Ward with Tony Pollard. We have an out to Michael Penix, even though unlikely that he makes it back to us. We have an out to Sam Darnold to go with JSN. Hurts is gone. Purdy's gone. And if we're in dire trouble, we can toss on Tyler Shuck to go with Rashid Shaheed and probably backstack that with Jawan. So getting locked out of tight end and quarterback is... Ooh, voice crack. Getting locked out of tight end and quarterback is a little annoying there. But I think I'm okay making a 3-5-7-3 team. Right, back up on the clock here shortly. I think Cam Ward is kind of an... Alright, well... Guess that makes sense. We will... have to hope that Brenton Strange makes it back to us here to stack him with T-Law. Get a second tight end. We will do that. And honestly, I don't see anything else really jumping out at me. So I think that this is probably just Sam Darnold here. Stack him with JSN. Get a second stack quarterback. Same buys, so we will have to do Shuck. And TBD on if we are going to make this a 3 tight end team still. Still feel pretty strong about the running back situation and the wide receiver situation. Alright, we can take Demario Douglas there. Probably shut it down at receiver, I think. Let's unstar Zach Ertz. Let's grab our running back here. I think this is a good spot to draft DJ Giddens. Has week 17 correlation with the Jags. And just kind of some upside with Jonathan Taylor. I think our plan to close this out is just going to be Juwan Johnson and Tyler Shuck to make this a 3-5-7-3 team. This is one of the longer puppies I've done. Already approaching 34 minutes of total stream time. This draft is not done yet. No, we had a couple minutes of me setting the stream up, but still taking a while to get through this one. Nice, got a little microphone stand to get this a little closer to my face. Happy about that. Up with it right here. Back up in 3 picks here. I think we're still staying firm with the much of a risk that the guy before us takes, either of them. And the guy behind us is also at 3 QB, so unlikely he grabs Shuck. Nice. Alright, let's close out of this. Let's do a little bit of a team recap here. So we have Trevor Lawrence, Sam Darnold, Tyler Shuck at quarterback. Running backs, we have Ashton Genty, Amarian Hampton, Tony Pollard, Jordan Mason, and DJ Giddens. Wide receiver, we have AJ Brown, Jackson Smith and Jigma, Travis Hunter, Jawan Jennings, Darnell Mooney, Rashid Shaheed, and Demario Douglas. And then tight end is Isaiah Likely, Brent Strange, and Juwan Johnson. Okay team, don't love this team, but yeah, you know, can't win them all. Most of our entries are gonna lose anyway, so we will go ahead and let this draft finish. We will name this team, and then we will hop in another puppy. I was muted. So we are back in another draft here, drafting from the 105. Happy to get a draft slot that is earlier than 106. I am happy with any of the top 5 ADP guys that make it back to me. I think kind of just looking ahead and looking at the board and what becomes available to us at later parts of the draft. I don't mind a running back start here, so we can grab wide receivers later. Some of the running backs that come back to us in these later rounds, it's probably good to start mixing my bets. Would love a Jay Jettas here at 5. I'm past Jay Jettas at 5. Cannot pass up on the best wide receiver in the league at number 5 overall. I'm going to pull up the draft board here for you guys, the nice full one. Keep this up in the meantime for you boys. Alright, so taking Jefferson at the 5, we come back 20 overall. I would like Bowers at 20th. Would not mind to scoop a little bit of an AJ Brown fall at 20 either. But I don't want to take somebody from this Rashee Rice, JT, Bucky Irving, T. Higgins range. So praying that we get Bowers or we get Tyreek at our pick. JT does go. Yeah, I think this is just going to be Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry with an ADP of 14, we get him at 20. So pretty unique combo to start the draft so far. Really need to make sure that we land the plane here. Think we still have a decent amount of options. Tyreek does go. T. Higgins, Josh Jacobs. Very nice. We will get one of those 3 players guaranteed. And then kind of just looking ahead at 44 and 53, that's going to give us some freedom to really do whatever we want with those picks. Particularly, wow, 3 QBs off the board all in a row. Particularly with wide receivers. Probably double-clicking wide receiver in that range. All right, T. Higgins is off the board. Man, this is a tough one. Do we go Chase Brown or Josh Jacobs? You know what? Let's go Josh Jacobs because we have Henry. That gives us a little bit of that week 17 correlation. Maybe it's a snowy mess in Lambeau and both teams rush for 3 touchdowns. That is the reality that this team smashes in. But really like the start so far. Just tons and tons of ADP value to start the draft. I mean, 4 spots on Jacobs, 6 spots on Henry, 3 spots on Justin Jefferson, and obviously, early ADP value is weighted a lot more than late ADP value. And by that I mean like a guy falling 6 spots in the second round is, a lot more valuable than a guy falling 15 spots or 20 spots in the 16th round. So really happy with this start so far. Need to make sure that we land the plane properly. What I might try to do is take Devontae Smith at 44, push Jalen Hurts around the wrap. The 101 through 103 all taking quarterbacks. It's unlikely they take Jalen Hurts. So we will take a gamble that the 104 does not take Jalen Hurts, as there's kind of nobody to stack him with, and we can push him around the wrap and get him with Devontae Smith. That would be kind of like just a dream start for this team, I think. So I'm already going to queue up Devontae Smith. I would just rather take Devontae Smith first, and then we just have Devontae Smith versus a naked Jalen Hurts. Let's see how smart Ben Hammond's 913 is. We'll grab Devontae. He does go Xavier Worthy. To be totally honest, I will be appalled if the 101... I actually really like the move by the 101 drafter. That's for sure kind of one of those unique combos where they pull up Lamar like about half a round of ADP to get kind of an interesting combo with Jamar and Tyreek, and then stack him with, say, Flowers. Oh my god, they did take... Oh my god, are you kidding me? Oh my god, that's so disgusting. Oh my god, that is so disgusting. I mean... Oh, that's really frustrating, man. We almost executed a dream start there. That would have been a truly, truly unbelievable start there. But that's kind of the gamble you take. I mean, I would much rather have had Xavier Worthy over Devontae Smith. Not by a lot, but if we're talking about kind of just team building aspects, I'd be able to grab Mahomes kind of at 92 to go with Worthy, and then probably Kelsey at 101 to stack them together. But now my stacking outs are a little limited because my second wide receiver, his stack is gone. That is really frustrating that the Josh Allen drafter takes Jalen Hurts. But with that being said, we're kind of looking at a dead team in my mind. Now we only have to beat 10 other teams for 2 spots instead of beating 11 teams for 2 spots. We are back up on the clock shortly here. Very happy with I would say Jerry Jeudy would be a good pick for us. And then if nutting it down at like 4 running backs, Trevion Henderson goes. I think for me, this is either... Okay, Jerry Jeudy goes. Joe Burrow goes. I will take RJ Harvey. Good with that. I would assume the Jaden Daniels drafter will take Debo here. I would have liked Debo to make it back to me, but I'm not going to count on a 7-pick slide in ADP. He does take Debo Samuel. This is where it gets pretty thin at receiver, but I'm actually able to us. to go with Josh Jacobs and Derrick Henry on the opposite side of that Week 17 matchup. So we for sure will be looking to grab Jordan Love and probably Tucker Kraft as well. Sweat a little bit. Stephon Diggs off the board. Sam Laporta. And looking ahead a little bit further, kind of to our next pick, yeah, we will take Jaden Reed. Happy to grab a share of Reed. Looking ahead to our next pick, TJ Hawkinson at a 4-pick discount would be really nice to go with Jefferson. And we would prioritize McCarthy in that case. We still have that out to Cam Ward as well. Looks like people are not afraid of the Quinshon Judkins arrest. Still a lot of decent names for me that I like, actually. Coming up here, Josh Downs still on the board. Egbuka still on the board. Josh Downs off the board. Pittman available. Fine. All right. Up to pick in one spot here. I think Mooney is okay. Never mind. Would I prefer? I'm gonna go Jordan Mason actually, and then I think like I'm okay shutting it down at 4 here. Maybe we take a 5th one in the last round. But some of the names that are just going to start popping up at running back are not guys that I'm particularly enthused with drafting. Might be a little bit of a stretch, but Jaden Higgins would be really nice to fall back to me. Tyrone Tracy off the board. And this two-hole drafter really shot himself in the foot by taking Hurts, because he would have had Kyler to him. Nice, Jaden Higgins comes back to us. I think Jaden Higgins is a beast. But yeah, like he could have had Kyler at 95. Could have got Kyler 3 picks past ADP at 98 to go with McBride. But now he's just invested a lot of capital into a naked Jalen Hurts. Granted, he can backstack him with Goddard, but just does not seem like the best thing to do there. And granted, that's coming from me being a little salty that I couldn't stack Devontae Smith with him. But for sure, we know that McCarthy and Jordan Love are big priorities for us. So I think, where is the Matthew Golden drafter? Matthew Golden drafter is on our left side here with Lamar. So definitely want to take Love first at 116. And hopefully there should not be a fight for McCarthy at 125, slightly past his ADP by a couple of picks. Which also, unfortunately, kind of locks us out of the Tucker Craft sweepstakes. But I still don't see much of a problem drafting likely at 140. And probably drafting another tight end kind of in that window at like 149. So we are back up in one pick here. We will take Jordan Love. Now, the question is, do I really even need McCarthy? He stacks with Jefferson and Mason. We can grab Ward later. Collins drafter. He only took Goff, so if we let Stroud go to 130, he's not going to make it. I don't think the Collins drafter will pass up on Stroud twice at 130 and 135. I think we'll be a little weak at tight end, but maybe this is a good draft to experiment with drafting 4 of them. We can see what it's like with a 4 tight end build for the 4 TE curious people. Yeah, pretty unlikely that. Let's see. Where's the Jordan Addison drafter? Here, he has Caleb and Justin Fields. Oh man, I really don't want to try to push JJ McCarthy 18 picks past his ADP. But I really want Tucker Craft. Oh, wow. Doesn't matter anyway, so we'll take Kraft. Kind of a wild pick. Unstacked McCarthy. No immediate correlation jumping out at me here. Pretty interesting pick, but we made a big Packers bet so far. Would like to grab likely on the return at 140. I wonder how far Drake May is going to continue to fall. I would say Cam Ward is a must at 149. I do not want to play the game and hoping he falls 3 picks past his ADP to 164. Some really, really wild fallers still on the board here. Yep, there goes CJ Stroud. I mean, this... Wow. I mean, we might just get a mega gift at 140 here. Oh my god. I mean, Drake May 2 rounds past ADP? I mean, that's crazy. That's so crazy. And that kind of fits with our 0 tight end build so far. We have outs to Henry. We have outs to Douglas. Hooper. Actually, I'm pretty interested in taking like Austin Hooper as like an 18th round flyer in this draft. And then with that being the case, we're gonna pass on Cam Ward at 149, I think. Yeah, I think we're definitely going to pass on Cam Ward at 149 and just hope we get him 3 picks past ADP. We get a 2-4-5-1 going. 149, I'd be very happy with QJ. I know that for sure we're going to make, pretty good, pretty happy with QJ here. Little year 3 breakout maybe. I'm actually really big fan of this draft so far. Oh wow, Douglas came off the board way ahead of his ADP. 20 picks ahead of his ADP, and I have Drake May. Okay. Pop off, I guess. Let's do a little bit of a team recap while we wait here. We have a 2-4-6-1 build with Jordan Love and Drake May at quarterback. Running back, we have Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, RJ Harvey, Jordan Mason. Wide receiver, we have Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, Jaden Reed, Jaden Higgins, and Quentin Johnston. And at tight end, we have Tucker Kraft. So, looking just with kind of the way that the board is falling here, I'm happy with shutting this down at 2 quarterbacks with Love and May. Probably going to shut it down at 4 running backs unless there's like a screaming value at any point. I would say probably from round 16 on. And being able to actually secure Tucker Kraft, maybe we can do 3 tight ends instead of 4. We will see how the board looks by the time we... Yeah, I think with this upcoming pick, for sure we go Hunter Henry. I think, actually, Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper scored a lot more similarly than what people remembered. Hunter Henry had 112 half PPR points with 2 touchdowns, and then Austin Hooper had 86 and scored 3 touchdowns, actually. Hooper saw 59 targets, and Henry saw 98, so was not, super far apart, and, had Hunter Henry, dominated most of the tight end reps. But we will grab Hunter Henry there. I don't hate grabbing Mike Gesicki. Think maybe even a name like Will Shipley kind of supercharges this team in the event that, the 5th running back that we draft from here on out, Kind of just looking at some of the names here. Jalen Wright, Braylon Allen, Rico Dowdle, kind of especially after Miles Sanders. I think all of these guys are kind of in ambiguous situations, but after Miles Sanders, it just gets like really ugly. And in the event that Saquon gets hurt, Will Shipley just kind of like supercharges this team, getting the Eagles RB1 to go with Henry and Jacobs and those guys. So up in 2 picks here. Will Shipley does go, so I think I'm okay taking Mike Gesicki. Yeah, we can take him. Alright, sitting at a 2-4-6-3 build. We know we're stopping at 2 quarterbacks. Most likely stopping at 4 or 5 running backs. I think the names that come off the board at tight end after Mike Gesicki are not guys that I'm particularly enthused about drafting. I think they're mainly guys that you draft if you have their quarterback. I don't really want to take Chig Okonkwo without Cam Moore. I don't really want to take Cade Otton without Baker Mayfield. I don't really want to take Dalton Schultz without CJ Stroud. So, and I think, honestly, I'm still probably going to take Austin Hooper as the 4th tight end in the 18th round here. So, I actually think grabbing D-Hop with our next pick as another Raven for week 17. And maybe we go running back. I know that the Patriots play the Jets in week 17. There are no Jets that are worth drafting. I will not be drafting Josh Reynolds. Might as well light a $5 bill on fire, then draft Josh Reynolds in a puppy team. Coming back here, I won't do Justice Hill because we have Derrick Henry. I don't want to handcuff. Didn't even get that opportunity anyway. But I will do DJ Giddens if he falls to me here at 197. 7 spots passes ADP. There are really no names that are jumping out to me at wide receiver besides Darius Slayton. Let's see, what are our bye weeks? 7, 5, 12, and 6 at running back. 7, 5, 12, 6. I think we can take a bet on Jarquez Hunter. And then I think we just close this out with Austin Hooper. back up on the clock here in 5 picks. Alright, we will draft Austin Hooper. We do a little team recap here. We have Jordan Love and Drake May at quarterback. Running back, we have Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, RJ Harvey, and Jordan Mason. Did not mean to do that. With Jarquez Hunter as the 5th running back. At wide receiver, we have Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith, Calvin Ridley, Jaden Reed, Jaden Higgins, Quentin Johnston, and DeAndre Hopkins. And then at tight end, we have Tucker Kraft, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki, and Austin Hooper. We have the Packers stack of Love, Jacobs, Reed, and Kraft, opposite of Henry and Hopkins, week 17. And then we have Drake May double stacked with both of his tight ends in Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper. Alright, so with this draft being done, I will name this draft. I'm going to run and refill up my water bottle, and we will probably do another 2 drafts tonight. So I will be right back.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you can bring a friend anytime and so much more when you join today. Get all the perks with the PF Black Card for $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Same planet, new location, and now with even more.
And I've been muted this whole time. That is unfortunate. Alright, a little draft recap of what I was saying. Wanted to start with the running back to get Gibbs. Happy to grab Gibbs there. I do have more CDs, so I want to get mixing some Gibbs. Took Tyreek after Ladd came off the board. Went Tyreek over Bowers because I don't want to fall behind at receiver. And then T at 29, a couple spots past ADP. This kind of gives us a pretty unique combo of Tyreek and T, who are mainstays of the 2-3 turn. Tend to go with guys like Jamar, Bijan, Saquon. We get a unique mix of that grouping of two players with Jahmyr Gibbs. So happy to do that. We are back up on the clock in 2 picks here. I will take Kittle if he makes it back to me. Yeah, I'll draft George Kittle. I think the main strength of this team so far is we have 3 legitimate cracks at the 101. Or I should say the 1 RB1, wide receiver 1, tight end 1. There's a world where Tyreek jumps back to form. He's still the fastest guy in the NFL. Jahmyr Gibbs can easily take over David Montgomery for the lion's share of the work, and Kittle, who went nuts last year, can just go nuts again. So, a couple names I'm looking at are Devontae Smith, or Jalen Waddle. Kenneth Walker would have been one of them, but he is off the board. I I actually don't want to do Jalen Waddle. Having Tyreek, I think Zay Flowers is a good pick here. We just took Ridley last draft. We took Hunter in the first draft of the night. Cortland Sutton off the board. I've been taking like none of Cortland Sutton, but I think I might have there just to draft with a little bit of humility. But I will take Zay Flowers. Big fan of this 1-3-1 start so far. And I think we still have room to kind of turn it up at running back and receiver these next 3 rounds. Lamar's gone. Tua is available later. The question is, I have to see what the rest of the board looks like. Porta at 60 is interesting, around plus ahead of ADP. Deebo Samuel almost around ahead of ADP. Lots of fallers with 3 picks ahead of me. We have Rome, who just went. We have Burrow still available. Then we have RJ Harvey and Trevion Henderson. I think I'm not going to go Trevion Henderson because he was just taken. I will take Joe Burrow in that case. Burrow was a stud last year. And I don't want to keep clicking on Juwan Jennings too much. I think I will make a bet on Ricky Pearsall. Would not mind even Isaiah Pacheco. Pat Mahomes, a little ahead of ADP there. Actually, now that I think about it, I wonder. No, I mean, he still probably would have. If I had pushed Burrow to 77, which I think is unlikely, he makes it back to me. Very plausible that the 101 just takes Burrow and Mahomes together. Rizzy P off the board. Sporting a 1-1-3-1. Jahmyr Gibbs with a week 8 bye. Let's go ahead and grab Pacheco. It's going to let me draft Pacheco. There we go. We take a share of Pacheco there. Alright, I'm eager to see what makes it back to us at 92. We are definitely in a spot where I think we need to start adding some receivers to the team. I think so far this is just a really solid team. No position really standing out, but I feel like a really high floor team with Jameer, with Kittle, with Burrow, with Pacheco, with Flowers, with Higgins. Tyreek is kind of our upside wild card. Feels weird to say that about a second round pick, but definitely want to start adding some receivers here. Be very happy with Michael Pittman right at ADP. And then seeing if we can push Ayuk to 101. And maybe getting lucky with a big Brock Purdy slide to 116. But not really necessary as we kind of have that Tua out. Alright. I think auto-drafted Ayuk there, so that gives us Pittman. Happy about that. Purdy comes off at 93. Didn't even realize that the Ricky Pearsall drafter was also the Jawan Jennings drafter. So the chance of him making it back to 101 even is 0. And like I said, I think that's fine. Two strong options at receiver still. Quarterbacks are flying off the board right now. I would assume that the 104 drafter takes Kyler with his next pick. Travis Kelce getting stacked with Mahomes and Rice and Worthy. No running backs really standing out to me right now in this range. I have Cooper Kupp at the top of the queue, but honestly, I am just petrified of Cooper Kupp. Alright, we will draft with a little bit of humility. If I'm not going to take Cooper Kupp 6 picks after ADP, when will I ever take him? Let's do a little bit of a team recap here. We're working with a 1-2-5-1 build. We have Joe Burrow at quarterback, Jahmyr Gibbs and Isaiah Pacheco at running back. At wide receiver, we're working with Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Michael Pittman, and Cooper Kupp. And at tight end, we have George Kittle. Looking ahead to ADP 116 and 125. Couple for wide receiver. Starting to get some of the running backs off the board here. I think this is either Rashad Bateman or Luther Burden. Actually, it's going to be Luther Burden because we already have Zay Flowers. And I want to leave the Andrews option open for later. Sorry, not Andrews. Isaiah Likely. Really unfortunate that Ty J. Spears comes off at 117. He was a target for me at 125. I don't think I will pass on Bateman again, should he make it back to me. And then we could just make a Ravens bet without Lamar, which I'm more than happy to make. We can still grab Likely at pick 140. $140, $149. We can do like Likely and Tua. Shut it down at quarterback and tight end. And then pretty much hammer a running back for the final 6 rounds. Five rounds, I should say. And as much as I would like to take Isaiah Likely, I don't think I can afford to. I think I just want to take Tua, not play this backstacking quarterback game. We don't really have any other outs. And I think we just take one of 3 guys that I have starred. Garendo was one of them. He's off the board. Oh, wow. I thought Lamar was I was thinking still from the last draft. Lamar draft was all the way over here. Isaiah Likely goes to the spot where I thought the Lamar drafter was. That's funny. So it doesn't really matter. We have a week 8 bye, we have a week 10 bye. Rashad White comes off the board. He was one of the guys I was looking at. I think pretty massive a teardrop. I think we just go Jaden Blue. Take a bet on upside here as opposed to Tyler Algier, who is, strictly contingent. Jaden Blue still has an opportunity to be productive without anybody in front of him getting hurt. And still has a possibility to just win the job outright, where Algier has zero opportunity for that. I think I don't think I did probably the last 3 to 4 rounds of drafting correctly. I think probably somewhere in here, maybe I would have rather had Spears over Burden, or maybe I would have preferred Likely over Tua and then push Tua, but kind of two quarterbacks went after Tua did, so really no guarantee. I usually don't take elite tight end, so it's weird for me to pass on all these guys here when I'm so used to clicking them. But I don't need to click them because I took a tight end early. I drafted George Kittle.
With Asana, AI teammates can pull real-time data.
Algier off the board. Would have been nice for him to make it all the way back to me. I think Jalen Wright, kind of a no-brainer pick to go with Tua and Tyreek if he were to make it there. And honestly, I don't even mind taking Ollie Gordon with Jalen Wright. We are already at 7 receivers. I don't really feel the need to draft another one, just considering some of the names that are available at receiver now. So I would be okay with like a 2-7-7-2 build. I would be okay with that. Alright, back up on the clock here. I think this is a good team to draft. Will Shipley give us some leverage on Saquon. Two, 5, 7, 1 currently. Now, again, not really dying to take Gesicki here over Shipley. I think kind of the contingency where Gesicki has a big game or games is when T. Higgins tends to go out. That's what we've seen in the past. So if he comes back to me at 188, I would be more than happy to take him. But I just don't feel the need to take a second tight end versus running back where I feel a little weaker. And he goes off the board. And yeah, not too hurt about that. Back up on the clock. Fine with Nick Chubb. I think Mason Taylor is a fine pick. This far past his ADP. Alright, and we'll round this out with Justice Hill. Alright, so we'll do a little bit of a team recap here. Closing it out. At quarterback, we have Joe Burrow and Tua. Running back, we have Jahmyr Gibbs, Isaiah Pacheco, Jaden Blue, Jalen Wright, Will Shipley, Nick Chubb, and Justice Hill. At wide receiver, we have Tyreek Hill, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Michael Pittman, Cooper Kupp, Luther Burden, and Rashad Bateman. And then at tight end, we have George Kittle and Mason Taylor. So we will name this team. Title is Stream Draft number 3, 2025. And I'm going to fire us into another one here. Let's see. What's our pace for the eliminator here? We've done 18. We're still on pace. So we will fire another puppy here. Puppy number 11 for us. Where are we drafting this one? 104. Alright, so we've done Jefferson. We've done Gibbs. I am not recalling who our other draft was. Pop that open. We started A.J. Brown in that one. Now I recall. Okay. Been live for just under 2 hours here. As draft number 4 gets kicked off shortly. We are Saquon Barkley faders around these parts of town. Just trying to put in an Amazon order here. Alright, Amazon order is in, so we can focus on the draft now. Malik Neighbors still on the board. Wow, somebody's going to get a sick Malik Neighbors slide. Imagine if I get a sick Malik Neighbors slide at 21. I'm running straight to Twitter. I mean, guys, I'm taking... Okay, alright. I was going to say, shirts coming off on stream if I get Neighbors at 21. Sure, still might come off if I get Brian Thomas at 21. No, alright, I should just stop talking. About Derrick Henry or Brock Bowers at 21. This is gonna hurt. Oh, okay, alright. CD and Brock, a little bit of chalk. That's fine. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull. Alright, I am back. Up in 3 picks here. Wouldn't mind another T. Higgins share at 28. But I think I will probably go Devonta Adams if he gets taken. Or Garrett Wilson. Okay. Both of them are gone. I would assume Jefferson Drafter tiered. Ooh. Oh man. I guess we'll just take T. Higgins. A little bit more of a unique combo. I think I'm going to commit to building this team as a true 0 RB team. Is true 0 RBs at round 8? It's at round 9. Maybe Fantasy Labs can give me a exact definition. Waiting until the 5th round or later. That's interesting. It doesn't really feel like 0 RB. Like, you're telling me 0 RB is, you know, Kenneth Walker? I feel like that's the Eric Bimefor at Spike Week coined like those RB builds where you start with your first RB as like Amari Hampton or Kenneth Walker or Alvin Kamara, Chuba Hubbard. They call that Hawkeye running back because, you know, you have your hero RB, which is like Gibbs, Saquon, Bijan, and you have 0 RB, and then you have kind of this intermediate range, in between range of running backs who are not heroes, they're not zeros, but, you know, they're like Hawkeye. No one's real excited for Hawkeye. Alright, back up here in a couple picks. Some wild fallers here. Be very happy with the name at the top of the board. He gonna get auto-drafted? He is not. Alright. We're gonna grab Jaden Daniels. 6 spots past his ADP. So very happy about that. And I'm okay with any of the wide receivers that make it back to me here. I don't traditionally take DJ Moore, but 10 spots after his ADP, I will draft him. Fist pumping it for... Okay, DJ Moore goes fist pumping Xavier Worthy here. Fist pumping George Pickens here. Yeah, I'm going to take Xavier Worthy. Bye week bros are gonna hate me with 3 week 10 bye receivers, but no matter who I took there, it was gonna be a week 10 bye. So I still think pretty awesome team I've started with so far. Would be really, really awesome if we got some running back fallers here to 69. One name in particular. He's kind of one of the only running backs on the board here. Well, now he's the only running back on the board, so a little bit of a sweat as he's the only guy kind of staring these Raptors in the face. So we need to hope that they decide to pass on him. Slightly worried he goes to this drafter here. Wow, naked Burrow there. Now he's the top guy on the board, so nice. So sick. Trevion Henderson falling to us here. Super, super pumped about that. Really big fan of this start so far. Lots of ADP value on this team. So really leading to a nice, unique combo. And I think Debo would be pretty cool here to stack with Jaden Daniels. He is the top of the board, so he might get auto-drafted if any of these guys are auto-picking. Hopefully that is not the case. And I'm okay taking Pacheco if Debo is off the board here. Still some really good 0 RB targets I like in the coming rounds. Need to hope this is not an auto pick. Hopefully he's got somebody queued up. Nice. Another ADP faller. Debo 6 spots past his ADP to go with Jaden Daniels. back up in a couple of picks here. Some of the names still available. Man, it would be really cool to get like Emeka Egbuka. Some huge ADP sliders. Quinshon Judkins still on the board here, 20 picks past ADP. Khalil Shakir around past ADP. Now, the question is, does Brian Robinson fit this team? Does this team need Brian Robinson more or Emeka Egbuka more? And I feel like the answer is Emeka Egbuka, because once he comes off the board and then Pittman comes off the board, it's a pretty big teardrop, and I kind of want... Yeah, let's do Egbuka. And let's push Brian Robinson. Let's see if we can get lucky and still get Brian Robinson. I mean, Quinshon Judkins was going pretty closely after his ADP in the other drafts that I've done tonight. Seems like people in this draft are a little more cautious. I mean, was there some news that just came out that I'm not aware of? Yeah, I mean, it's gonna hurt to pass on Judkins like 30 picks past ADP, but like Brian Robinson just fits with the commander stack better. And who knows? If he fell to 100, he might fall to 117, and then for sure, like that, like no chance I can pass up him up here at 117. I believe he's gonna get taken before then. I just, you know, some pretty rational drafters, you'd have to think. Yeah, there we go. I mean, you know, this is like a pretty big slide, you know. This is for sure a supercharged team if Judkins does not face any suspension time, and this is kind of one that you like show your buddies, you know, like week 4 if Judkins is smashing, like, dude, I got Judkins at round 10. I think Dak coming back to us at 117 is a good way to just shut it down at QB. Like doing like Dak, Tajay. That'd be pretty awesome, I think. Yeah, we'll do Dak. 6 picks past his ADP. Stack him up with CD. And then we can skip over this kind of like Najee, JK, Charbonnet tier. Take Tajay. And then when we come back, still some names that I like. Rashad White, Isaac Guerendo, Ray Davis, Jaden Blue. Would actually really like a Guerendo Blue double click there to go with the Cowboys stuff. I don't have a ton of Jaden Blue. Nice. We get Tyjae Spears. Let's do a little bit of a team recap here while we wait for our next pick. At quarterback, we have Jaden Daniels and Dak Prescott. At running back, we have Trevion Henderson, Brian Robinson, Tyjae Spears. At wide receiver, we have CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy, Deebo Samuel, and Emeka Egbuka. And at tight end, we have Brock Bowers. So, big fan of this team to this point. I would like to double-click running back in this next range. No, I was considering taking a tight end here, but I am not going to do that with Bowers. We've made our bet that Bowers is the number one tight end. We need to live with that bet. The question is, would we like to take a Quentin Johnston share here? Yeah, I'm gonna take Guerrero. Bashal Tootin is interesting if he were to make it back to me in round 13. Part of me just wants one of these guys to take him. Come on, one of you guys want Tootin. They all have 4 running backs already. I mean, I'm not going to complain about Tootin at 148 as opposed to grabbing, Jaden Blue, who most people say is just not very good. Alright, Tootin goes, so there we go. We can grab Jaden Blue. Goes with our Cowboys stack. Fits in the Week 17 game. Currently at a 2.551, which I think is great. We really stacked up on receivers and Brock Bowers early in the draft. Hammered a running back later in the draft. Probably don't need to take a tight end until the last round. Kind of free ourselves up to take some shots on some wide receivers late here. Whew. mean, 7 picks before I draft, and he's the top name on the board, but Quentin Johnson getting back to me at 165 would be pretty freaking sick. Not something that I'm counting on. So I think there are some other names in here that I like Romeo Dubs, who will provide some solid floor weeks. Have not taken a share of Pat Bryant in a while. There goes Quentin Johnson. 3 picks before me. That hurts. But I like the way that Romeo Doubs kind of fits into this team. Oh, Jordan Love drafter's here. He's probably taking him. Yeah, he's taking him. Bastard. We could take Jonnu here. 10 picks past ADP. Shut it down at tight end. Just get the number 2 receiving option in Pittsburgh, most likely. I feel more confident about his floor than any of these guys later at tight end. Rocking a 2-5-5-2 build. We are done at quarterback, done at tight end. We can take Palmer here, almost 20 picks past his ADP. I'm okay with that.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation with Bob's Discount.
Depending on the names that make it back to us, I think I'm comfortable making this team a 2-7-7-2 build, similar to the other one. There just are not names at wide receiver that I feel like are jumping out at me. I think this is a team I'd really like to take a share of Ollie Gordon on. Do something like Brashard Smith or Blake Corum, and then tack on Ollie Gordon in the 18th. And then at wide receiver, we could do something like... Yeah, you know, let's do Darius Slayton as played 2 games against the Cowboys. Feel pretty good about his target share opposed to like Michael Wilson or De'Ami Brown, and then all these other names are just... And... I already have 2 week 10 buys in the running back. Cool. We'll do quorum. Alright, we should be grabbing Ollie Gordon here. Very nice. Let's do a little bit of a team recap here, and we will name this team. At quarterback, we have Jaden Daniels and Dak Prescott. At running back, wide receivers, we have CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, Xavier Worthy, Deebo Samuel, Emeka Egbuka, Joshua Palmer, Darius Slayton, and our tight ends are Brock Bowers and Jonnu Smith. Really happy with this team. I think this is close to a pretty traditional 0 RB team. 3 really strong receivers, stack up the 4th, take rookie upside, and then 2 guys who I think are just going to get targets late. Lots of ADP value here as well, as long as with good stacks and good week 17 stacking as well. So really strong team. Very happy with this team. Probably the best team of the night that we drafted. So very happy with that. Most likely tomorrow night along with Tuesday. Probably shorter streams, probably just doing 1 or 2 each night. Then I am out until Saturday. I will be on vacation in Vegas for a couple days. So we'll call this Street 5. Save that. That's going to bother me. That T's not capitalized. That is it for me, and I will see you